Very good morning, children. I'm very happy to welcome you all into this online class. And now I want everyone to take your history book. I think you all remember that in the previous class we have started a new lesson in the history, right? Do you all remember? Yes? Can you all just open your history book? Yes. Now, to the content page, I'm going to tell you which lesson I was taking. So, in the previous class, I started the third lesson in the history, the Indus Valley Civilization, which is in page number 24. Now, everyone turn to the page number 24. Children, in this page number 24, the Indus Valley Civilization, we have seen many things, we have learnt many things, and we have even learnt the meanings for some difficult words also. I think you all remember, right? Okay, so we saw that main sites. First, let me tell you what is Indus Valley Civilization. Actually, Indus is a river. Near that river, there was a civilization. That means developing, developed, a little, developing, developed. Okay, town. Okay, we saw that Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, these are the cities which were civilized during that time. Okay, so we saw the main sites of this cities and then sources, period. Then in page number 25, we saw the main features about a town planning, how the town was planned, then citadel and the lower town, everything. So now let me move to the next page number 26. Next page number 26, children. Okay. Now in this page number 26, here the subtopic has given buildings on the citadel. Buildings on the citadel. So I've already told you that what is meant by citadel. Citadel means there will be a raised ground. Over that some buildings will be there. That is said to be citadel, I've told you. Now, buildings on the citadel, how it will be. Now listen. Harappa, amongst the most impressive buildings found in Harappa, are the two rows of 6 granaries, each popularly known as the Great Granary. I've already told you what is meant by granary. Granary means it's a place to store your grains, right? Like rice, wheat, whatever. Then it was used to store surplus grains for use in times of flood or famine, as I already told you. So what is the meaning of famine? Famine means in Tamil we used to say panjam. So when the people struggling for the food, okay, so that time we used to say it as a famine. Okay, when there is a flood or famine, so people used to store their grains in the granary. Okay, so the granaries were built close to rivers so that grains could be transported easily to the boats. So where the granaries will be built, it will be built near the rivers. Why? Because it is easy to transport to the boats. Okay, next. Archaeologists have found circular brick platforms near the granaries. They are very probably used for threshing grain. There were also many furnaces where metal workers made objects. Numerous two-room quarters found nearby were probably the house of laborers. Okay, archaeologists, they have found that circular brick platform. Circular means it will be in round shape. So those platforms they saw near the granaries, they found it. Okay, so threshing, you know, right, children? Okay, separating the grains. Okay, then there were many furnaces where metal workers. Furnaces means yes, the thing which used to fire. Okay, you can even see that furnace on the gas stove. The next, Mohenjo-daro. Now we saw that Harappa, now Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro, a large granary has been found in Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so a large granary, where they have found it in Mohenjo-daro. So you can underline this. A large granary has been found in Mohenjo-daro. Like the granary in Harappa, it may have also been used to store food grains. So in the previous subtopic we saw that Harappa, same like that in Mohenjo-daro also there was a granary. So it may have also been used to store food grains. The most impressive structure is the Great Bath. So children, please underline that here the most impressive buildings, it is actually here it is Great Granary in Harappa, and in Mohenjo-daro the most impressive structure is Great Bath. Please, Mohenjo-daro Great Bath, Harappa Great Granary, children. Next. So it will be in rectangular structure, children. It looks like it gives us a look like a swimming pool. Okay. Then it is made of baked bricks and has been made watertight with a layer of bitumen or tar. Children, do you know what is meant by bitumen? A black color solid-like substance used to just apply on the roads. So it will be like black color stone. When it melts, when they started to fire it or heat it, it starts melting. In Tamil, we used to say tar. Okay, here itself they have given. You can say it is bitumen or tar. So there were rooms on the side for changing clothes. So Great Bath, see children, there will be rooms also. There were rooms also. So the Great Bath was perhaps used for bathing on special occasions. So the another famous building found is the Assembly Hall. So what is the next thing? Assembly Hall. It was a hall with pillars and thick walls, children. So underline this also. Assembly Hall. Okay. So this hall, it was with pillars and thick walls. People probably assembled here to discuss important issues. Okay. Like a committee or meeting room. Next, buildings in the lower town. Now we saw about the Citadel. Okay. Then now buildings in the lower town. Residential buildings have been found in the lower town. The houses were 1 or 2 stories high and had flat roofs. They were built of baked bricks and had thick, strong walls which were plastered. Most houses had a courtyard with rooms around it, a bathroom, a kitchen, and a well. Now, children, residential buildings means where people can live. Normally, how we are living in a house. Same like that in the lower town, people used to live there, and there will be 2 stories, 1 or 2 stories. Stories in the sense, here they have given no children. Stories means, it just gives us the meaning, that means rooms, number of rooms. Okay, so the buildings were built of baked bricks. Okay, it will be having thick walls and then strong walls which were plastered, and most of the houses they had a courtyard with rooms, bathroom, kitchen, and a well. Okay, children. Next, drainage system. How the drainage system? An excellent and well-planned drainage system characterized this civilization, children. An excellent, see the word they have given, an excellent and well-planned drainage system. Okay, the bathrooms had sloping floors and drains which were connected to street drains. The kitchens also had drains connected to the main street drain. Children, see the bathrooms, it had a sloping floors means saivarko. Okay, sloping floors and drains which are straight away connected to the street drains, and even from the kitchen also, that thing, it was straight away connected to the main street drains. So the main drains ran along the sides of the street. They were covered with bricks. The drains had manholes so that they could be cleaned regularly. This suggests that people paid great attention to hygiene and sanitation. Children, everything was planned perfectly, particularly the drainage system. So they were covered with bricks, children, all those things. Then the drains had manholes so that they could be cleaned regularly, of course. They can clean it regularly. So this suggests that people, they paid the attention perfectly, and they followed the hygiene and then and sanitation. Next, dockyard. What is the meaning of dockyard, which they have given in the last page, children? Here they have given dockyard. A place where ships are built and repaired and goods loaded and unloaded, children. Can you able to understand? Dockyard, a place where ships are built and repaired, both built and repaired, and goods loaded and unloaded. Everything which takes place in this dockyard only. Okay, now come to page number 26. A brick dockyard has been excavated at Lothal. The dockyard was probably used for berthing ships. Scholars believe that Lothal was a port for overseas trade, possibly with Mesopotamia. Okay, children, this dockyard, which was built using brick, has been excavated at Lothal. Excavated means what I told you, digging the earth and finding the prehistoric things, children. Okay, so they have excavated and found many things in that dockyard, children. So they found that this place must be a port. When the people lived in those days, the people who lived, they have used this thing as a port. Okay, dockyard. So now you can see this picture, the great bath. Can you able to see it? Yes. Next. Next, administration. Strict uniformity in town planning, weights and measures, and even in the size of the bricks suggest that the cities were well administered. However, that available evidence does not show that the cities were ruled by kings. So each city was perhaps run by a committee consisting of priests and rich merchants. It looked after different tasks such as collection of taxes, maintenance of law and order, regulation of trade, and so on. Children, actually the administration, there will be an admin. Even in our school we have an administration office, right children? When you entered into the campus, in the right side, A block, you can see administration office. So the whole school, all the activities will be taken care by the administration. So each and every institution, every school, every colleges, they have a administration and even office. Okay, children. Now strict uniformity in town planning. So strict uniformity in town planning, weights, measures, and even in the size of the bricks, children, everything was perfectly well administered. Okay, children. So each city was run by a committee. Consisting in the committee, there will be priests, rich merchants. They looked after the taxes, collection of taxes, maintenance of law and order, everything, children, and even trade also. Okay, children. Next is society. Here, society. So society probably consists of 3 social groups, children. So how many social groups? Society, underline, society probably consisted of 3 social groups. Okay, first, priests and rich merchants form the ruling class. Priests and rich merchants. Okay, this is the first group, children. Priests and rich merchants, they formed the ruling class. Actually, they are considered as number 1. They lived in the citadel. Citadel means, as I already told you, over the raised ground, the people used to build their buildings. Okay, so priests and rich merchants will be lived on the citadel. Next, the second group was that of small merchants, children. Small merchants, artisans, and craftsmen. Okay, so they lived in the lower town, children. They lived in the lower town. Second group people, they lived in the lower town. Next, the third group was that of laborers and farmers, they lived in small huts outside the Indus cities, children. So now I told you that third one is the laborers and farmers. They lived in small huts outside the Indus cities. Children, I think so you have understood. There are three social groups. First one is priests and rich merchants, ruling class. Second group is small merchants, artisans and craftsmen. They lived in the lower town. Third group was laborers and farmers. They lived in small huts outside the Indus. See, the third group people, they lived outside of the city, Indus city, children. I think so you all have understood these things, children. Page number 26 and half of the thing which is in there in page number 27, children. Each and every word, each and every line is very, very important. I want everyone to read it, even though you listen, you watch this video. Okay, children? Okay. Thank you for watching this video, children.